So, this is Rabbi Tzvi Mandel, Congregation called Yisrael, Community of Jewish Friends. One of the greatest luminaries in Chassidus, one of the greatest Rebbes, was the Reb Kleinim's Kalman of Krakow, who wrote the Sefer Mar V'Shamish, and his son was Reb Yossel Neustädter. His son was called the Good Yid from Neustadt, the good Jew from Neustadt, lived in the city of Neustadt, and he didn't want to call himself a Rebbe because he was so humble, and his whole life, his whole avodah was being humble. He loved his people, he loved all the Yidden, and he was a very interesting personality, so I want to speak a little bit about him. Story was a woman once came to him and said she needs a certain thing, a certain Yeshua, something that bothered her. And he said to her, go out and come back in 15 minutes and I'll help you. She came back in 15 minutes and he had a cup of water. And he told her to drink the water and everything will be okay. She drank the water. And she had her Yeshua, and she asked him later, what's this all about? So he said, when you told me your problem, I was so broken. My heart was going out for you. So I took my Tillim out. When you left, I took my Tillim out, my book of Psalms, and I cried my heart out to Hashem for 15 minutes. My tears were streaming. And I took those tears and put it in that cup. And after you drank it, that's when Hashem said, wow. Tears that come from one Jew for another Jew, that's the Yeshua for the person. Great story. Here's another story from Rabbi Yossel in Neustadt. There was once a chassid of Rabbi Yossel, the Good Yid from Neustadt, they used to call him. And this Neustadt Chassid, married off his daughter to a Chassid of a different tzaddik. And like Chassidim, he wasn't so interested in going to his father-in-law's Rebbe. So one time, his mother-in-law fell sick. And his father-in-law begged him, please could you go to my Rebbe and ask him for a bracha. Go to him for Shabbos, it was a Friday, and he said, really, I don't like to go to other Rebbes, that's Chassidim. And there's a reason for it. We spoke once about it in the Pirkei Avos class, because the whole thing about Chassidus and Arizal and Reb Shimon Bar Yochai is that the tzaddikim of every generation has X amount of tzaddikim, the Talmud tells us, and the Zohar says. So every tzaddik has other souls that are connected to his souls that he could help. If one goes to a different tzaddik, that he's not his Rebbe, so he's not so much connected to this person. That's the basic of it. It's much deeper than it sounds, but so that's why some Chassidim don't like to go to other Rebbes. Anyway, didn't know what to do, so he went to his own shtibel and he said to his friends, what am I supposed to do? My mother-in-law is sick. Should I secretly go to our Rebbe? That's not right either. First of all, you don't fool your father-in-law or your mother-in-law. It's not right. It's not right to fool anybody. And B, she isn't connected to my Rebbe. So what am I going to do here? So his friends, his Chassidim, who are good people, they told him there's 3 reasons why you should go to the Neustadt, the Rebbe, the Good Yid from Neustadt. A, because your mother-in-law is sick. B, because it's a mitzvah to listen to your father-in-law, just like to your parents. As the Rambam says, you should respect your in-laws just like you respect your own parents. And the 3rd reason is because it's the right thing to do. Okay. His friends told him, he felt strong that it's the right thing to do. He went to Neustadt. He comes to Neustadt. It was still early Friday morning. Goes into the house of the Rebbe and snooping around to see when he could go in to give the Rebbe a kvittel to write his mother-in-law's name and her mother's name, which is the way tzaddikim are able to pray and see in the name whatever there's high things about it. And he goes into the Rebbe's house and he sees there's a man standing there, like he seemed to be like the director of the kitchen and the dining room, and he's asking, "No, how's the cholent? Do you have enough? You know how many Chassidim are coming this Shabbos?" And he goes into the next room, makes sure the next Chassidim or helpers are sweeping and cleaning and washing the floor, and then he makes sure everything else is done. He asks everyone, "How is this going to?" Someone dressed in regular clothes. It wasn't with the Rebbeisha clothes, you know. The tzaddikim, they have a special way of dress. And he notices that, wait a minute, this is the Rebbe. This is the Rebbe? What? I'm used to Rebbe, which is studying the whole time and gives these jobs to his gabbai, and that he himself should be doing this. Wait a minute, this is not for me. He starts thinking to himself, I'm going to disappear now and I'll go to my Rebbe. No matter what my friends tell me, you know, I'm smarter than that. And as he thinks about it, it wasn't too practical, because here it was Friday and he wouldn't get home on time, and his mother-in-law is so sick. He said, no, I can't do this. It's really not right. Anyway, so regretfully he stayed there for Shabbos, and he sees Friday night how the Helika Gutta Yid from Neustadt was so humble and so special. The way he speaks to his Chassidim in a friendly way, in a joyous way. Didn't say any Torah. He told them to sing, and someone said something, and someone sang, another one said some Torah. Next morning he gave his father's book. His father, the Marba Shamash, wrote one of the most interesting, in fact, and deep Chassidish Svarim, the Marba Shamash from Kleiman Kalman of Krakow. And he could barely read it, and he asked someone, what does this word mean? And that he said, what? This is a Rebbe? What's this? Comes Motzei Shabbos, Saturday night. If the Havdalah, that's the service that people end the Shabbos with. It's with a candle and wine and spices. All the Jews should know what this is about, and become closer and closer to Yiddishkeit and enjoy Shabbos and enjoy everything that it stands for. Anyway, so if the Gutta Yid from Neustadt finishes Havdalah, people line up to go into his room privately and write a kvittel for him and ask him for a blessing or whatever they needed, maybe charity or whatever it might be. He gets online, comes to his chance to go in, his time to go in, goes in, writes a kvittel, his mother-in-law's name and her mother's name. And the Gutta Yid from Neustadt didn't have to be told much. He looks at the kvittel and he says, well, Talmud says, Beisai Zawishtai, one's wife is called his home, because when he comes home, he feels the joy and the love and the atmosphere that his wife creates in the home. So Beisai Zawishtai, a person's wife is considered, the home is the wife. He says, but it could be the other way around also, says the Rabbi Yosela. Maybe, just like the wife is the home, could be the home is the wife. Have a good day, get home safely, and don't worry, your mother-in-law is going to be healthy. Goes home, he's perplexed. He doesn't understand the word that this great tzaddik was telling him, and by now he realized that he's a great man, he's just very humble, and he's thinking about it the whole time. Let's see, the Talmud says one's home is one's wife, and he says could be the wife is the home. When he comes to his home, to his father-in-law's home, he's ready to get off the wagon, and he sees people crowding together around the house. He thinks to himself, oh no, don't tell me they're getting ready for the funeral, God forbid. He comes down so broken, and he asks someone, what happened? You know, hopefully it's nothing bad, but he thinks, who knows what. And the guy says to him, weren't you here after Havdalah, after Shabbos? He says, no, I went to speak to the Gutta Yid of Neustadt to get a blessing for my mother-in-law. She should be well. He says, Don't worry, he says. 2 miracles happened after Shabbos. He says, what were they? He says, first of all, a strong wall, a very good wall in the home that wasn't broken and wasn't going to fall down or anything, all of a sudden fell. And at the same exact time, your mother-in-law came out of her bedroom and was healthy, and she's been healthy since. And everybody's so happy. Your father-in-law is giving a l'chaim and throwing a party to thank Hashem. He said, when did this happen? And they figured out it was the same time that the Rebbe told him, just like the Talmud says, your home is your wife. It could be that the wife is the home, wife is the house, so that the house was the kapara and was getting punished, so to say, was the punishment instead of her, and she became completely healed and lived happily ever after. Okay, we'll stop here.